I can't talk because it's too windy! Good morning! It is day 31. It was way too windy to film before. Wow. I could hear the wind roaring through the trees last night, but my little campsite was actually pretty good. Shaking a little bit, but not too much, and especially nothing like the wind roaring along that ridgeline. And that campsite looked like it should be exposed, but it wasn't. It was protected from both directions because the wind changed direction during the night. So very lucky. So yesterday, it was a nice day. There was nothing special about it. Started with a climb, crossed the road a lot. So walking on either side of the road, not right beside the road, it was away from it. Nearly injured myself as I went over on my ankle. Thought I twisted my knee, but it's fine. And then I took a big tumble, almost face first, which was strange. Twice in the same little stretch. Past 400-mile mark, which is pretty cool. And then the day was sort of down hills, up hills, bit of different terrain, pine forest, and then went into the open. Today is a bit the same, mainly in the open now. We've got a big downhill, and then it seems like it's uphill for most of the rest of the day. I should pass the Acton campground where a lot of people stay, but that should be sort of late afternoon, and I want to push on because the next day, so tomorrow, I should get to Agua Dulce, where there's a whole lot of restaurants, and there's a place called Hiker Haven run by the Saltleys, which is a must-do on the trail. So today is basically getting some miles in to get me there. Body's feeling good, feet are feeling good, thankfully the knee and the ankle's good, so hopefully it should be a good day. I can see the road down there, and I think it's going to take 3 miles to get to the road, though I think it's a bit higher up. It rained last night, just as I was putting up the tent. First few little drops, and then thankfully once I was inside, then it had a little pitter-patter of rain for a few minutes, a little break, and then a little bit more. Oh wow, it dried off in probably less than 5 minutes, but it was genuine rain. You know, the dirt outside was actually a little wet. Something different, but it's blue skies again today. Sun out of the shadow of the hill now, and look, no red flowers. Woohoo! I have a feeling it's going to be a strange day. I think it's going to be quite hot anywhere that you're in the sun, but sheltered. But in the wind, I think it's going to be cooler. So it's probably going to be jacket on, jacket off, change hats, because I wear my wide brim hat unless it's really windy, and then I switch to my baseball cap. It's pretty cool. Trail Angel Mary is offering rides for people if they're injured. That's pretty cool. Wow. Civilization down on the road, and it took an hour and a quarter. I think it's 3 miles, so that's not bad. Now climb the hill. And then we're walking along the edge of the hill. Very conveniently located toilet. Now across the road and up on the hill. I'm up the steepest part of the hill, and that hill seemed to go really quickly. So last night I camped up there and then came down and then in and out, ended up coming down into a valley you now can't see. Big climb up here, and now I should just be going, still climbing slightly but not as much, along the side of this hill for quite a while, I think. Oh look, flowers! Woo. And I think the views are about to open up. Oh yes they are. Civilization down there. Look at that. We're walking through a patch of pine trees that aren't pine trees. Just a nice little change. Neat little area. Be quite nice to be camping here if you could find a flat spot. And right beside the healthy trees, there are all these poor dead trees from a burn that came through here. There's a black bird, much smaller than a crow. And it's making a really weird noise. Not sure if you can hear it over the wind, but that's, wow, that's a cool noise. I just saw the coolest insect. It looked like a really big wasp. The legs were orange and the wings were blue. I think that's how it was. It was a very quick sighting. Oh, it's so cool. I just stopped at the little stream. Bumped into a guy I haven't seen since the night before Big Bear, but refilled my water as I was starting to get a bit short, and it's another long section before the next water, so now I'm good to go. Well, this has been a long uphill. At 12 I thought, right, start looking for a lunch space, and 20 minutes later still climbing the hill because I don't like stopping part way up a hill. I'd rather be at the top. So after the break it's a nice downhill. Nearly there though. There's no plan having lunch. I was there but forgot to take my photo. Good discussions, but I'll see him later. He's younger, he'll be faster down the hill. Alright, catch you later. So from here it's mainly downhill, which is pretty good. Just had a really nice lunch, good conversation with no plan. This morning went pretty quick. It was mainly uphill. It felt like it was mainly uphill. Really windy for most of it. But right near at the end it started to get quite hot. Now it is mainly downhill for the next, I think, 5 miles. It is 1 o'clock and I have done, it's either 14 or 15 miles, so I can have a fairly relaxed afternoon. Stroll down the hill. In 5 miles there's a place, there's a camping ground, but I think I'm going to push on, seeing how I feel, but a few miles past that, and that will make my day into hiker heaven the next day a bit shorter, which means closer to the food. Pretty impressive coming down this track. It's nice having the shade, but this is a little ridiculous. Very vigorous growth this year, I think. Oh, hey. There's been a few little bits like that. I seem to have stuffed up my calculations a little bit. I thought it was 20 miles or 32 kilometres to the KOA campground, and then another 20 miles, 32 kilometres, to Agudulce. But it's actually 30 miles to the KOA campground, so that's 48 kilometres, and I'm not going to do that today. The issue is this is a very dry patch, so there is water. I'm currently at the 20-mile mark, and the next water is not for another 6 miles. So I'm going to have a long day today because I can't camp without water, and I actually don't have a lot of water left. I'll get through to the 6 miles, but not comfortably, and definitely not with enough to cook with as well. So yeah, that was a bit silly. It is 10 to 3, so I've got heaps of time to get the 6 miles done in the daylight, so that's not an issue. Just means a slightly longer distance than I was originally planning, but so be it. Just spotted these hiding. First flowers for a while. So it looks like I'm coming down to a picnic ground. I will hunt around and see if there's any water, and then it's going along the side of that hill and around. Around and on the other side should be a water source. So I did a quick empty at the toilet, a quick fill at the water place. The ranger that lives there has put out a couple of massive jugs of water for us. If he's around, you can buy cold drinks from him, but unfortunately he's not around. And I met Owl again. I camped with her the night after McDonald's. She's an Aussie. So I have 4 miles to go. Well, I could have called it stop there. I had my mind prepared to do a marathon, so I'm going to do a marathon. It's only 3:30 and I'm still feeling really good. So 3:30, 4 miles to go, easy thing to do. Ooh, might be nice if we're coming back into an area of flowers again. Well, that bush, beautiful. Seems to be alone at the moment, but you never know. I might come around a corner and see more. This is pretty cool. There's the track going along just below the base of the hill. When I was in Wrightwood, I was asked the question whether I got annoyed that hikers that walked slower than me, that I'd overtaken, kept appearing ahead of me. And my answer to this person was no. As long as what they do doesn't affect what I do, I really don't care. And in fact, it's actually been quite good because I've got to meet people again who, by theory, I shouldn't have. So I've got to spend more time with them. Everyone has their own reasons for doing this hike. For me, it is a continuous journey from the Mexican border to the Canadian border, sticking to the trail wherever it is open and physically possible. And I say that last one because the snow has covered so much of the trail. But I'm still attempting to go as close to the trail as I can. Other people have their own reasons for doing it. Yeah, you ask 50 people and there's 50 different reasons. It could be they're in a rut in their life, they're seeking inspiration, they are getting over something that happened, they just want a break, they just want to be in nature, all sorts of different reasons. And depending on what their reasons are, determines how they walk the hike. Some, like me, are trying to do a pure hike. Others just want to see the highlights. Some are in between. And to be honest, quite a few people don't have the experience for the snow that we've had. And I'd much rather they take a detour, stay safe, and enjoy what they're doing rather than slog through the snow, hate it, and quit the trail. So, there is a cliche that we use, which is hike your own hike, but as long as things don't affect me, I don't care what others are doing. Each to their own. Yeah, some colour again. There's a lot of purple flowers on this one. Ooh, I'm not sure if I've seen this one with the yellow in the middle. I think it's going to be a good afternoon for flowers. And here's a thistle. I like the old thistles, as long as they're not near the prickles. Now and again there's these patches of black sand. It reminds me of the beaches on the west coast of New Zealand. Ooh, another hole to go around. I just want to add a little more to what I was talking about before with hiking your own hike. You can't judge people by the speed they hike. I tend to pass more people than I get passed by, but just because I pass someone doesn't mean that I'm going to be much further ahead than them, because they may not take as many breaks as me. They may walk a few extra hours each day than I do, and they may not take zeros. So if I take a zero, maybe they do a Nero or nothing. So you can't tell based on overtaking someone that you're always going to stay ahead of them. So you just can't judge anyone out here. Yeah. Whew, I've made it. Just a couple of switchbacks, and down there is water and campsites. Woohoo! Ooh. Yeah, I am feeling a little tired, but not really much more than normal at the end of the day. So yeah, good old body seems to be adjusting.